The matchup we've been waiting for at 174. Jay Nivison of Buffalo and Sal Perrine of Ohio. The handshake, and we are off. A rematch of these two going at it in the 2022 MAC tournament right here inside the Convocation Center, where Nivison got the victory and ended up making it all the way to the national tournaments. Will Sal Perrine respond 2 years later and make a statement?
Yeah, I think this is a really big one here, Sam, and I kind of told you there off air. I think this is a little bit of a lose-lose almost setup for Sal here because, yes, you're nationally ranked higher than the guy. You're in the conference higher than the guy. You're supposed to win. All these things, but let's say you do win. At this point in time, doesn't make much of a difference on the team score. And then on Nivison's side, hey, I beat this guy last time we wrestled. Our team is putting it on these guys right now. I want to join the party back in your home gym. That juices you up a little bit more. So I'd like to see Sal here really get to his attacks and really force a lot of action, because I think the more he attacks and the more Nivison has to wrestle in those positions with him, the more it favors Sal. I think Nivison is going to like the hand fight and to kind of slow things down, and let's see who can get more tired, that kind of thing.
Coach Greenlee told me that this is a measuring stick matchup for Sal. You have to beat Sal. Sal is not going to beat himself. You have to go out and beat him. And we'll see what Sal Perrine has to offer in his final match before the MAC tournament.
Well, he can't come up here and say otherwise, so I'll go against what Coach Greenlee says. And I think that for Sal right now, this is very important. But, I think, is it a testament? Yes. But the duel, everything else plays a part into it. Biggest thing going to be, is Nivison able to get to the legs? Is he able to get to his attacks? Last time, I think the match was lost on Sal's end. Sal lost the match to Nivison first time around, and I think that was because it's a young freshman. Things got high, big moment, no big deal. Now you see a different Sal. I do think Nivison's going to have to take it from him this time, meaning he's going to have to get to more than just one leg attack.
Now this will be a crucial match for MAC seeding purposes. In 2 weeks' time, Nivison, a four-time state qualifier at Davison High School out of Davison, Michigan. He also started at linebacker on the football team there.
Yeah, Nivison definitely got the size, and I'm sure made a very, very tough linebacker. Davison also one of the best Michigan programs up there and has a very long history with guys right now like Alex Facundo, at Penn State, who just was at the Pan Am Championships in the finals today. So Davison, a very long history at high school there in Michigan.
Not much from that first period between Sal Perrine and Jay Nivison, who defeated Sal in the 2022 MAC tournament with 3 seconds left. It was just a 3-2 final. Sal, a two-time NCAA qualifier in his own right, made it to Tulsa last year, looking to get back to the national tournament with what should be an impressive MAC tournament for him. It stacks up for him to have that opportunity.
Yeah, and I think it's going to take a lot of what this match is going to be. Those low-scoring, hard, gritty, sweaty, tiring bouts. That's where Sal thrives. I think that's a lot of where Nivison thrives as well. I almost said it before the match that we might see overtime here, and I think right now, the more and more as the match goes on, it foreshadows that. But I still think Sal's doing a good job with kind of checking Nivison with a lot of these fakes, some of these reach attempts, because eventually Sal's going to either fake or reach kind of just to check him, and it's going to grab, and he's going to kind of commit to that attack. So hopefully he can keep up these little in-between motions, if you would. Because right now, Nivison, you can see with his left arm just hanging on the head of Sal. You can see his back's bent. He's kind of carrying the weight of Perrine and not really faking as much on his behalf. Nivison definitely a big right leg lead, as you see Sal more of a kind of square stance. He'll probably lead his right leg a little more when he fires off an attack. And there's, we'll say, the first attack off of Nivison's part, not going anywhere. Now you see drag re-attack out of Sal. They're starting to pick up their action here, heading late into the second period, trying to maybe sneak one late here that would really open this matchup going into the third.
20 seconds remaining in the second period.
And Sal really starting to pick up the activity now. There was a few of them put together to the point now you could see Nivison maybe get hit for a stall call if Sal could fire off another one here before the second period ends. And you can hear the OU staff definitely want one more. I think there it was, one more, and that's all it took, Sam. So I like that he went for it there in the second period. The space in between the second and third period, very short, but it gives the referee a little bit of time to kind of maybe forget how that last 30 seconds of that second period went. So I really like sequencing it all together there and really getting that stall call there. Now going to have himself an opportunity, if he can do the same thing here in the third period, to really put Nivison in some pressure.
And there's an escape for Sal Perrine to tie this up at 1.
And so if I'm not mistaken, this is what we saw in the MAC true second placement match. And I think it was a 2-1 lead for Sal because of a stall point then. So very, very similar situation here, Sam, heading down with 1:30 to go.
Sal looking for revenge. You are right on cue with that, Colt. And again, it was a 3-2 final win by decision.
And there's
2 years ago.
Yep, and you can hear everybody starting to get into it. It's going to take probably 1 or 2 more. When you see a score tied late like this, I think it's going to take a little bit more. And as I say that, Nivison in on his first shot. Sal doing a really nice job of hooking both arms, kicking his leg to the mat, and goes out of bounds. The ref gives an action call, and that right there probably going to be enough to keep the referee off of Nivison for this third period. As I was going to say, when it's tied, I think it takes a little bit more for the referee to decide to take the match out of somebody's hands. But that's not to say if Sal doesn't put a bunch of attacks together here in the third period, with a minute left, he's not going to get one. But that definitely looked good for Nivison. And there's 2 in a row. Now the crowd's starting to get into it here. The referee kind of speaking his little... There it is. There's the stall call. 36 seconds to go. Oh, Sam, this is all too familiar here.
Wow. Shades of 2022.
Seconds. Oh, and we get a stoppage. And we see unsportsmanlike conduct on the Buffalo bench, 1 point team deduction. So
wow. What did you see Buffalo's bench doing?
I wasn't looking at the bench. Coach Stutzman was on the mat there, so he might have been just a little far out on the mat, vocalizing his opinion a little much. But we've got 15 seconds left, and now Nivison on the sprint, Perrine on the defense. 8, 7.
Wow, it's coming down to the wire. Sal Perrine trying to get his revenge against Jay Nivison.
And this time he does. Sal Perrine, 2-1, a match that all too familiar myself, Sam, sitting here on the edge as that progressed in the third period. Nice job on Sal Perrine's part to really stay on the offense and continue with those attacks.
Wow. Grind it out.